welcome everyone. Today I'll be trying something that in my 1500 hours of Bloons Tower Defense I've never really touched, and that is the world of 2 Megapops Chimps runs, where you beat chimps by getting more than 2 million of the pops on chimps mode on a single tower. This leaves you with only 42,000 pops of leeway on other towers, and is a really awesome challenge. Entire communities have formed around cataloguing what towers can 2MPC on which maps, and while I am not part of these, I am going to be doing a baptism by fire into the topic with a relatively difficult challenge with the 402 Arcane Spike wizard on the map Winter Park. Because starting with a wizard is incredibly weak, please buff. We do a sub start and place our wizard as soon as we can. Upgrading to 100 gives us a lot more popping power. We are cross-pathing the wizard with the bottom path so that we get extra pierce and camo detection. After the end of round 12, we place down our hero for this run, Geraldo. The early game is pretty simple, and we just upgrade the wizard and occasionally use Geraldo items to get through rounds, such as on 15, where I pickled the sub. Despite the weaknesses of the earlier tiers, the Arcane Mastery is actually a pretty solid tower. We get the money for a submerge and support sub, which will stop it from taking away pops. However, we need to keep it unsubmerged for the moment as the wizard cannot solo. It will be submerged on any round we can get away with it. Because of the huge blunder of buying Arcane Mastery mid-round 27, the only option for leads on 28 is a 000 bomb, which will take away heaps of pops throughout the game, but unfortunately it's our only option. The positioning of the wizard is strategic so that later on in the game it can hit balloons at the very start, whilst also having time to clean up at the end of the track. The leads are too dense for our 000 bomb shooter on round 38, so we buy a 000 glue to help out. Round 40 is a difficult one, as we just don't have the money for the Arcane Spike, so we end up surviving by just a few pixels with a mail and a glue. During round 44, we buy our final upgrade on the tower, the Arcane Spike. It's a pretty strong tower, so things should be relatively easy from this point on. To beat the camo purples on 45 and 48, we unsubmerge the sub, put it on strong, give it a camo pot, and make it 301. Mobs are beginning to come now that it's the 50s, but the Arcane Spike is specialised to defeat them. We are not quite strong enough to beat round 60, so we buy a relentless glue to slow down the BFB and its insides. I bought a MIB for round 62 to make purples easy. Round 63 was quite difficult as the Arcane Spike does not have much pierce, so I had to use a glue at the start and a Jerry Fire, and even then I needed to Blade Maelstrom the final third wave of ceramics. Rounds 64 to 74, which are generally the easiest 10 rounds in the game, did not pose a problem. For round 75 we buy an overclock. The regrow ceramics on round 76 require a glue and a Jerry Fire. Because the Arcane Spike is a tier 4 tower, we don't need to worry about the overclock timings as it has 100% uptime. Because I already had an MIB and I knew I would need more pierce for super cerams in the late game, I went for a call to arms. The next thing I actually had to do was reapply a Jerry Fire on round 87. During round 88, I had saved up enough money to buy the tier 5 Homeland Defense. This incredibly powerful ability doubles the pierce and attack speed of all monkeys on the entire screen with almost 50% uptime. Due to the MIB, DDTs do not pose an issue for our current setup. On round 91, we place a camo pot to increase the range of the Arcane Spike, which will last the rest of the game. As we are now into the 90s, the rounds are really quite difficult, and I am often having to try them multiple times to get good ability timings. Again, DDTs pose little threat. For round 96, I buy an 052 Glue Storm to amplify damage and slow ceramics. Our mistake on round 28 with the bomb shooter has already cost us 8,500 pops. For the first time ever, round 97 is actually difficult, so we buy an 040 Balloon Sabotage Ninja. Now it's time for the big one, round 98. For the round, I placed all 4 creepy idols and a glue on the last intersection to help deal with ceramics. I started by comboing all 4 abilities to get huge damage in quickly on the BFBs and ZOMGs. I quickly reused Glue Storm to help with the ceramics. As another wave of BFBs came, I used Homeland and Glue Storm, and when they turned into Moabs, I used the Balloon Sabotage to slow them down. When all that was left was non-fortified balloons, I used one last Homeland to finish off the round, beating 98. The round 99 fortified DDTs were destroyed by a Glue Storm and Balloon Sabotage. Now for the final round of the run, round 100. The Arcane Spike does not have enough damage, so it took quite a few attempts to find a solution that worked and gave us 2 million pops. Eventually, we used a 230 Moab Shredder near the bottom of the map and timed our abilities well. I saboed as the bad popped to slow the insides. Just to make sure I won, I placed a few super males at the end of the track to finish off the final few balloons. And with that, we have done it! 2,006,000 pops on an Arcane Spike Wizard in Chimps mode on Winter Park. The Moab Shredder took 13,500 pops, the 000 Bomb 12.5k, the Sub 1.8k, the Sabo 400, Overclock 1.1k, and Geraldo and all of his items took 8,600 pops. All in all, this was a pretty awesome challenge and I had a lot of fun. Let me know if I should do more videos like this in the future. And don't forget to like and subscribe. See ya!